every other round. Helps if you charge it. Welcome back to the channel. Today we got something a little different. So obviously you know that I've done a ton of videos dealing with Connecticut others. I love this platform. Can't get enough of it. But unfortunately today's video is not about the other. In fact, 5.56 ammo. Just trying to make sure it doesn't fall. Just lay it down. 5.56 ammo is so hard to come by that we haven't seen any in a few weeks. Now we have some for training and for private lessons and things like that, but to sell to the general public, ain't got any. Plus, it is expensive. It's almost $1 a round or a little over. So what are the alternatives? In one of the videos we discussed using a 1522. Now this M&P 1522 is not bad. It is pretty good. It comes with flip-up sights, and it does the job. It's a 22 long rifle. You know, I mean, it's good for planking. But some of the things that I didn't like about it, obviously being here in Connecticut, this cannot move. Even though yes, it is a buttstock, it can't be adjustable. So it's pinned. The other thing is, you can see on this, I have a ring. Now I had to take this to a gunsmith, have them pull the pin, install the D-ring, right here, and put the buttstock on, repin it, so I can attach a 1-point sling. Kind of a pain in the butt, you know. But, hey, whatever. It worked. At least I got a discount on it. But the 1522, it's a good training aid. Taught my kids with this on the platform. The safety on it is pretty good. A few knocks with this though. The lower is plastic. The hand guard up here, pretty much plastic. The Picatinny rail is metal, but attached to plastic, so it's not super duper strong. The irons are actually pretty good. They're pretty nice for a flip up. It's a straight barrel. There's no muzzle device on it. It's not bad. But I've got something better. Put that down. Recently, we added these. This is a Tippmann Arms M4 22 long rifle. It is by far, in my opinion, superior than the MP 1522. And let's go over why. Alright? So we're going to start tip to the back end. Alright? So, the muzzle device. Now it looks like there's a bird cage on there. Alright, and when we first pulled these out of the box, when I first saw them, I noticed the bird cage. I was like, oh, that's cool. The problem is, even on the bottom, I noticed there were slits. And I was like, oh, that's going to suck because this is going to kick up dirt. And a real bird cage, an A2, it'll be solid down here. So it disperses everything through the top, through the sides, and nothing straight down that kicks up dirt. Because dirt, obviously, will give away your position. Well, this is nothing. It is actually just a solid piece of metal to look like an A2 bird cage. It, in fact, is standard barrel. Solid. Straight through. The handguard. It's aluminum. Same with the Picatinny rail. It does come up, does come with the Tippmann flip-up sights, which are kind of like the M&P flip-up sights, or yeah, well, those flip-up sights are Magpuls. Sorry, I was having a brain fart. These flip-ups are actually Tippmann proprietary. Now, the only thing I don't like about these is they are longer, so when they're laying down, they do take up quite a few real estate on the rail. Yeah, I said that right. Takes up quite a bit of real estate on the Picatinny rail. So it attaches on one, blocks one, so there's two, but then it lays down on like another three. So it's blocking 5 altogether. Now, it's not so bad if you're running just irons, but when you're running irons and then you're adding them in the flashlight, a pack, all optics, all this other stuff, it starts to eat up a lot of real estate. But with that, I did buy a pair because I want to put a set of backup irons on the other. So I did buy a pair. I have not decided, though, if I'm going to use the Tippmann irons or if I'm going to swap them out on the M&P 1522 for the mag pulls and put those on the other and then put the Tippmann ones on that. I don't know. So, handguard, all aluminum. The lower, all aluminum. It does have a fairly large area for ejecting the spent cases. Obviously it's bigger than the 1522, but it's still only a 22. And no, I know what you're thinking, this cannot be converted. We asked them specifically, you cannot convert this into anything else. There is no way to swap this out for a star and a bolt carrier group. You cannot put a star chamber in it, so on and so forth. Just so you know, if you're having any ideas. It has a dust cover, which is nice. My 1522 doesn't have that. Now the charging handle on this is still, it's plastic, just like the charging handle on the 1522. Fine. It's got a forward assist. Having a forward assist on a 22, sure, why not? It comes automatically with the links installed prior. So you can hook up your sling, not a problem. In the back, obviously, you can hook up your sling here. I could do that on mine also, but I do like the fact that this came with this automatically. Now, the buffer tube, and I can call it a buffer tube, it is also aluminum. The one on the 1522 is all plastic. The magazines. Now these magazines are, I'm assuming, proprietary. And I'll show you the footage of loading them. As you can see, they are different than the M&P ones. They are completely different. So this is the 1522 for M&P. And then this is the Tippmann one. You can see how different it is. And what I did like about this is you can load it straight from the top. Or I'll just show you in the video. So you saw from the video, you can extend the magazine and it has the assists inside to help you load. To get it back down, you push that button again, collapse it down, and you're good to go. Not bad. It actually seems to feel a little thicker, plastic-wise, a little more robust than this one. Times this one feels cheap. And I know they're not. They're Smith & Wesson mags. They're not cheap, but they do, sometimes they feel cheap. Well, this just feels like better quality. I haven't shot enough to say for sure if it's better quality, because this gun happens to be, this one right here, happens to be one of our training guns in our, it's a rental basically, and I only ran maybe 50 rounds through it. I wasn't going to get buck wild because even 22 is getting a little hard to find. The 22 that we do have, we need for our junior rifle club, which is up and running, and we also need it for our pistol courses and any private lessons that we're doing. So we don't have regular crap 22 long rifle. We have like the specialty Ely, and then it goes up from there. Alright, so what I've been shooting is the RWS target rifle ammo, and I've only got 5 rounds of this left. So I'm going to intermix it with some Ely 10X. So I'll do 5 of this, 5 of that, every other one, just to see. I know it works on this RWS ammo, but I want to see if it's going to work just as flawlessly with this. I know the 1522, sometimes it just doesn't like the ammo that you use, and I've had that problem. The slower FPS ammo really fails to cycle it, so I have to use the hotter 22 LR ammo in order for it to really function properly. So let's swap the ammo, every other one, and see how it runs. Okay, so the first round that's going to be coming out is the RWS, and then it'll switch over to Ely after that, every other round. Helps if you charge it. Flawless with either ammo. That's a good sign. Now, even though this is our range gun, the stock is pinned. Originally we weren't going to have it pinned, but then we decided maybe in the future if we ever wanted to sell it, we wanted to make sure this was completely Connecticut compliant. So when we sent all the other ones off to get pinned, we just had them pin the shotgun too. And it happens to be drilled and pinned, along with they installed a bolt here, so it doesn't allow you to push this all the way down and adjust it. Even if you try to, it's drilled and pinned and glued. So here's the thing that blew my mind. When it comes to the 1522, okay? You open it up. I can't show you opening it up because it violates many things on YouTube. Alright, so it's open. Now the buffer tube is solid plastic. There's nothing there. In fact, the bolt carrier group has a giant spring on it, and that is the buffer group. Which is fine. I mean, let's face it, it's a 22, there is hardly any recoil. Now, the first time I shot this, I felt something different. I was like, huh, that's odd. It feels like, I'll just show you. It is relatively brand new, so everything on it is super tight. Alright, so off camera, here we go. It's opened up just like the other one is. Bolt carrier group is up here, and there's a buffer tube. An actual weight and spring in the buffer tube to buff the bolt carrier group after it's fired. You can definitely feel it. It is a familiar feeling versus when you shoot the other one, the 1522, you can definitely feel when it fires, it just bang into your shoulder. While this is a soft, it's hard to describe. You just have to shoot it yourself. They are actually pretty popular. We had a bunch of these and we're down to only a handful. And I know people are coming in right now. Someone called and said they were coming in for this specifically. Not this one, one of the ones that we have on out there that I have nothing to do with. When we got these in, they came with a little cheat sheet about the M422 Elites. So I figured I'd share some things that might interest you, just because I do get asked these questions a lot. So the model M4022 M4 22 Elite. Alright, the caliber is 22 long rifle. The barrel length, 16 inches. There you go, no shorter, no longer. The twist. So while my other is a 1 in 7 twist, this is a 1 in 16 twist. The barrel thread is 1/2 inch by 28. It's semi-automatic. Now it says capacity, 25 rounds. Guess what? You're in Connecticut, you're getting 10 rounds. That's it. Yes, I did just struggle getting that in. It was a weird angle. The receiver is aluminum. The takedown obviously is push pin. Flip up sights. Finish is matte black. The trigger. This trigger is actually pretty nice. I was surprised. It is only 4.5 pounds. Now, I'm going to pull the trigger. And now, right there, the one knock that I have on this, the safety. While the other I'm used to, as soon as you flick it, it snaps the fire or snaps the safety. The 1522, it's all metal, and it's smooth. This one is really stiff. The only thing I can think of is it's brand new. Maybe the more we use it, the more it'll get broken in, the smoother it will become. For right now, it is incredibly stiff. Alright, let's test the trigger. So, safety to fire. As I put my finger on the trigger, there is no uptake. It is right there on the wall. Nice clean break. No wasted space. And that was the reset. I just relaxed my finger. Let's do it again. Right there. Clean. Loud. I definitely heard it. Yeah. Not bad. Not bad. Now, there you go. You see I'm struggling to flip that safety up. Could have just been the angle. But no, it definitely, it's stiff. Hopefully it just breaks in. The more you use it, the more you'll break it in. Right now, it's a little too stiff for my taste. But that's just me. You might love it. I personally would like it smoother. Not saying I hate it. I would like it smoother. I am spoiled when it comes to the other and some of the other platforms that I use that have similar safeties. If you're in the market for a 22 long rifle, semi-automatic, you might consider the Tippmann Arms M4 22. It actually isn't that bad. They might have one where you live. I know myself couldn't buy one because Suzanne would kill me. That's just the end of it. I already have one. It's fine for what it is. This, though, seems a little more well built because everything's made out of aluminum versus everything's made out of plastic. And to me, everything that's plastic just feels cheap. I like SIGs because they're all metal. I like my other because it's all metal. I like this because it's all metal. All aluminum. Can't go wrong. So, with that, that's really all I have to say. I know it's a quick review. I mean, it's not much. We're not really getting in depth. I don't really do much with it at all. I just took it down, took it for a whirl, right out of the box. There's no zeroing. I shot it at 50 yards, and amazingly enough, it was really damn close to where I wanted it to be. I mean, when I shot it, I saw a puff of snow. It was right where I was aiming. It was pretty much, for me, I'd call it zero, but then again, I was just shooting into the berm full of snow because I was being lazy and I didn't want to walk all through knee-deep snow to set up a target and stand in the snow and record and shoot. I just shot from 50 yards into the snow, into the berm, and, well, where I aimed is where I hit. So, the nice thing is, you probably wouldn't have to do much to zero it, which is good. That's always a plus. Before I forget, one thing. So, like I said, these are flip-up sights, right? When they're laying down, there is still a little goalpost back here, and there is a small little nib right there. Very low profile iron sights. Now you cannot zero these. If you put them up, then you can adjust. Laying down though, in an emergency, you can look right down this, line it up here, and, well, there you go. You can use them. It is not bad at all. For the price, it's pretty good. So, I am going to go throw this back in a safe, and I've got 50 million other things to do today. So, we'll call this one pretty good. Tippmann Arms M422, okay in my book. Not bad. If you're in the neighborhood, it's part of the rental case. If we're renting guns out. But we don't have any ammo to sell you, so we're not renting guns. There you go. But let's talk about it. Put your comments down below, and I think maybe tomorrow I'm going to start, well, after this I'm going to try and figure out which sights are smaller. So laying down, the size of this compared to the Magpul ones that are on my 1522. I'm going to figure out which ones are smaller, and I think I'm going to pull the upper off my other and start moving things around, making room for the iron sights for flip-ups. So I can either have a co-witness or a backup in case the battery dies for some reason and I don't have any more spare batteries inside that vertical grip. So that's what I think I'm going to do. Let me know what you guys think. That is going to be an upgrade for the other. Sorry for that jump, that little interruption. That was Charlie coming in, grabbing stuff out of my office for the Junior Rifle Club, who will be showing up here in about a half hour or so.
Can you open the door for me for a minute? I got it.
Joe will open it for you, Charlie.
Joe, can you open it?
He's asking for the door to get open. Oh. Alright. I'm going to let it all go. Okay, so like I was saying, putting backup irons on the other is an upgrade. It is the first upgrade, and we will put them on. I can't show you that, sorry, but then we'll work on zeroing them and seeing how they function and if they're worth it. I might end up putting 45s on, I'm not sure, but for right now, the flip-ups are going to have to do because, well, let's just face it, it's good to have a backup because you never know what's going to happen. So, as always, I will see you on the trail. Stay safe in the fray. Goodbye, my friends.